I gotta keep it about chat. First impression, chat, it's a little bit bulky. And usually when it's that big, I like when it's soft like this. Messy. It's messy. No, Jimmy, this is a no. Just no. It's messy.
MrBeast once hyped up his Feast chocolate bar like it was some new health miracle, even saying it was healthier than Hershey's. A candy people already call one of the sugariest and unhealthiest treats out there. Comparing the two was like comparing trash to garbage, and the internet knew it. But that little claim was just the spark, because behind those shiny wrappers and picture-perfect ads sat a whole situation packed with drama, lawsuits, and a PR storm that kept getting louder. No amount of celebrity status could hide the fact that his company ended up getting investigated by the Children's Advertising Review Unit for violating advertising rules, and that already had folks side-eyeing everything. Add in infringement accusations, court threats, and the company struggling to keep profits up while dealing with new tariffs, and suddenly Feast bars started looking like just another influencer product built more on hype than real quality. The fall-off was wild. How did a chocolate brand that once sold out in seconds every time it hit shelves suddenly see its profits crash and its sales drop like crazy? This is the messy, dramatic fall of MrBeast's Feast bars. Early 2022 hits, and MrBeast, the guy who basically turned YouTube into a full contact sport, drops Feast bars, pushing it as a better-for-you chocolate brand with simple ingredients and massive prizes. The pitch was smooth, clean chocolate made of only 5 ingredients: cocoa, cane sugar, sunflower lecithin, and a splash of YouTuber flair. It sounded bold, it looked bold, and fans were eating it up like it was the next big revolution in candy. Magic Mr. B started pushing Feast bars like they were the anti-junk food snack, the kind of treat you could eat guilt-free while acting like you were being productive. The launch was huge. He dropped that video titled, "I Built Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory," and it went viral instantly. Every bar came with a code that gave you a shot at winning wild prizes like Tesla cars, Sea-Doo jet skis, and even a real-life chocolate factory. It sounded unreal, and people ate it up like it was gold. Within weeks, stores were wiped out. Shelves were empty before employees could even restock them. It turned into a straight marketing masterclass, and by mid-2023, the numbers were out of control. Feast bars went from a random idea to a global product, pulling in over $250 million in revenue, more than MrBeast's entire YouTube empire that year. Over 7,000 stores had it on their shelves, from Walmart to Tesco, and influencers were unboxing full cases like they struck chocolate oil. Parents were buying in bulk. Some people were even reselling the bars like sneakers. It hit that same cultural wave Prime had, viral everywhere, every kid begging for it, every adult trying to understand the hype. But under all that sugary excitement, something real sour was starting to bubble up. Then came the first major PR disaster, the infamous store cleanup controversy. Early 2023, Feast bars started trending again, but this time, for reasons nobody on the team wanted. MrBeast posted a picture of a messy Walmart shelf and tweeted, "If you see Feast bars at your local store, please tidy up the display and send me a photo. I'll give away $5,000. It sounded simple on the surface, maybe even harmless, but the internet didn't take it that way. Critics went off, accusing him of trying to get fans to do unpaid labor for his brand's retail displays. The tweets were flying, videos were dropping, and suddenly the vibe around Feast bars wasn't as sweet anymore. People said the whole thing felt exploitative, like he was turning his own fans into free store workers, and the internet wasted no time calling it out. Folks started saying the brand was moving funny, and suddenly the vibe around Feast bars started smelling like corporate desperation instead of fun YouTuber energy. Then came the real storm.
I just launched Feastables in Australia, as you can tell by the Sydney Opera House. And to celebrate, we're going to be giving random people that buy Feastables this Lamborghini and 9 other cars.
That's a lot of cars!
Right, Laserbeam? I'm just here because I'm Australian. No joke, all you have to do, just go to your local Woolworths or any of these retailers in Australia and buy a Feastables bar. So how do I win a Lamborghini? Just scan the QR code on the back of the bar after you buy it, submit your receipt, and 1 bar purchase is 1 entry.
The ethical sourcing drama. By mid-2024, reporters and online investigators started asking tough questions about where Feast bar's cocoa was coming from. One viral post even claimed the supply chain might involve cocoa farms in West Africa that were tied to the serious issue of child labor. It was the same type of accusation brands like Hershey's and Nestle have been fighting off for years. And to be fair, there's no evidence MrBeast personally knew anything about it, and Feastables said their suppliers were certified by Fair Trade and Rainforest Alliance. But once that kind of conversation starts online, you can't just seal it back up like a candy wrapper. The optics were rough and people were talking non-stop. How do you sell wholesome chocolate for kids when people online are tweeting about exploitation? The timing couldn't have been worse, because right after that, another controversy hit. MrBeast was called out for filming a Feastables branded video inside ancient Mayan ruins in Mexico. Local officials said the production violated filming permit rules, and that turned into a whole separate wave of backlash. Suddenly, Feastables wasn't looking like the cool, friendly YouTuber snack anymore. The brand was losing that good guy shine it started with, and by late 2024, the hype was slipping fast. The buzz wasn't gone, but it was definitely fading. Feastables wasn't collapsing, but it wasn't climbing either. Everything was leveling out in a way no one expected. The giveaways didn't hit the same. The YouTube boosts weren't landing like before, and people started realizing something harsh. The bars were just okay. Not terrible, not life-changing, just mid. Taste reviews started calling them dry, chalky, and overpriced at $3 a bar. That price tag had people raising eyebrows because $3 for a basic chocolate bar is wild. And while Feastables were trying to stay on top, the competition around creator brands was heating up heavy. Prime hydration was everywhere. New influencer snacks were dropping non-stop. Even Jake Paul jumped in with his own sports brand, Lunchy. The shelves were turning into a full-on creator battleground, and Feastables slowly went from being the viral snack to just another name sitting in the influencer aisle. The company was still making money, but the profits were definitely getting thinner. Ingredient costs shot up thanks to new US import tariffs on cocoa. And MrBeast himself even complained publicly that making the bars overseas was cheaper than producing them in America. And saying that out loud isn't exactly the best look when your whole brand is supposed to feel for the people. Behind the curtain, Feastables was dealing with its first real business growing pains, and it was starting to show. Then the lawsuits started rolling in. Some were over promotional claims, and the Children's Advertising Review Unit even flagged Feastables for misleading advertising during one of their taste test campaigns, saying the brand exaggerated how people reacted to the bars. It might sound small, but when your whole marketing relies on folks trusting you, even little cracks can turn into big problems fast.
Deznuts. Got him! Got him!
And things only got more uncomfortable when another lawsuit hit, the Deznuts situation. In 2023, Feastables launched a peanut butter flavor called Deznuts, clearly meant as a joke. Classic MrBeast humor. But there was one major issue. Another snack company, Deznuts LLC, already owned that trademark, and they definitely weren't joking about it. The whole thing turned into another messy chapter in the growing list of problems Feastables was facing, and the timing couldn't have been worse. They filed a whole lawsuit claiming trademark infringement, saying MrBeast's team allegedly knew the name was already taken and used it anyway because it was catchy and unforgettable. So yeah, the lawsuit basically accused Feastables of copying the name just to ride the wave of viral humor and get some extra attention. To be real, most fans didn't even take it seriously. People were laughing because it felt so random. Like, who trademarks Deznuts and then tries to drag a massive brand into court over a joke-flavored chocolate bar? Imagine running a $250 million company, and one of the biggest controversies you're dealing with is literally over Deznuts. It was wild. But alright, let's get into the numbers because the hype was loud, but the data was louder. Feastables hit around $250 to $270 million in revenue by late 2024, which sounds huge, but when you look closer, you see the slip. The product was still everywhere. Global retail presence, thousands of stores, but the velocity slowed big time. That means the bars weren't flying off the shelves instantly anymore. They were moving slowly, just steady enough to stay relevant, but nowhere near as explosive as before. TikTok mentions weren't going crazy like they once did, and without that non-stop viral push, sales started cooling off. And honestly, the brand just grew too fast. Feastables was meant to be this clean, simple chocolate, fewer ingredients, less processed stuff. But when a company grows faster than someone hitting a sudden growth spurt, cracks always start showing. They expanded like they were running a speed run. New products dropping non-stop, new packaging, new flavors, and an entire supply chain trying to keep up with insane demand. That slogan, simple ingredients, epic prizes, started turning into something way messier behind the scenes, because simple ingredients don't stay simple when your production pipeline looks like a full-blown maze. Epic chaos. That's what it turned into. Fans love the giveaways, but giveaways don't build long-term customers. They build straight-up gamblers. Every bar basically felt like a lottery ticket dipped in sugar. People weren't coming back because the taste blew their mind. They were coming back hoping the next code would unlock some crazy prize. And the moment those contests ended, the repeat sales dipped hard. Even folks on the inside started hinting that things weren't as smooth as the brand wanted everyone to think. Distribution deals were rushed, restocks missed deadlines, and everything felt like it was moving faster than anyone could manage. And with MrBeast juggling YouTube, philanthropy projects, massive video budgets, and a bunch of side ventures, he wasn't exactly sitting in an office running a candy company full-time. Feast bars turned into a prime example of influencer overextension. Too big, too fast, and way too public for its own good. So, yeah, Feast bars is still around. It didn't disappear. It just isn't dominating headlines anymore. The brand survived all the controversies, but it definitely lost that spark it had when everyone first went crazy over it. Now it's just a regular, profitable snack company. Steady, but nowhere near the cultural monster it used to be. So why did Feastables actually fall off? And why did the sales slide so hard? Well, the first big reason was the manufactured demand. People weren't buying Feastables because the chocolate itself was blowing their mind. They weren't saying, "This flavor is life-changing." They were buying it for the hype, the giveaways, the codes, and the chance to win something huge. Once that chase disappeared, the magic disappeared too. They bought it for the clout. Once the giveaways stopped, so did the dopamine rush. And then the ethical missteps, the conversations about labor practices, and that whole fan cleanup controversy. All of it chipped away at the good guy image that helped the brand blow up in the first place. Then you add the over-reliance on MrBeast himself. When the face of your company has 100 projects going at once, the brand starts feeling less like a real business and more like one of his random side quests. And that's before we even get into the product quality. Because honestly, the bars just weren't special enough to survive off hype alone. Competing brands came in with better flavor or lower prices, and the audience simply grew up. The same teens who were buying Feast bars like crazy in 2022, now they're in high school or college, and they're not running around chasing chocolate codes between classes. The momentum aged out right alongside the fan base. In the end, Feast bars became a masterclass in how to win the internet and how to lose steam just as fast. MrBeast proved a creator can build a real consumer brand from scratch. But he also showed that social media clout doesn't guarantee long-term success on store shelves. Because when your product depends too heavily on the creator instead of the quality, what you really have is a fan club, not a company. Feastables will keep existing. It's making too much money to disappear. But it'll never hit that insane 2022 energy again. That era is done, and no amount of YouTube giveaways can bring it back. Make sure you drop a comment, hit that like button, subscribe, share the video, and I'll see you in the next one.